Welcome to Tableau Time Series Aggregation and Filters. So in this example, we will be looking at unemployment data. So let's go to the Excel files, pull up long-term unemployment statistics. That's located in Learning Suite. You can save that to your computer and open it up. So we'll select that. And notice it comes in. If you don't have this showing up in preview view, you can take it out, bring it back in. So we have age groups, gender, period, and unemployed. So 7 age groups for men, 7 age groups for women. So 16 to 19, 20, 24, and so forth, all the way to over 65. And we have it by month and by year. So January 2005 through December 2015, the number unemployed by age group, by gender, and by period. So let's click over here to sheet 1, open it up a little bit. Now let's take unemployed, just double click it, see what happens. It puts in the middle. Let's take period, double click that, and it puts it as a column. Let's shrink this down, go to entire view. You can see we have the unemployment rate for all people between 2005 2015. Now one thing we have over here is you notice we have dimensions on top and measures below. Dimensions have the bluish text next to it like ABC. The measures have the green pound sign. And those correspond to the green and the blue in your columns and rows. So we got a blue pill and a green pill, as they call it in Tableau. The blue pill shows period. Now it's identifying year period as a dimension, a categorical or text variable instead of numeric variable. Let's change that from year, and notice it tells us that it has quarters, months, days, and more. Let's change that to month. Notice we now have all the unemployed for 10 years by month, January, February, March, April. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So let's change that to a numeric or a measure. So click on month again and come down. You can see it's listed here under dimensions as a measure. So let's see how that looks. Much better. Now this is real time series data because it gives us, if we go and highlight along here, it gives us the unemployment by month and by year. So every month for 10 years we have a measure taken. Now if we want more detail, if you click under here under color, you can change the color of the line, of course. But down below here you see the markers. Right now we're by month. See, we have 122 marks, so that means we have 10 years of data times 12 months plus the endpoints of 2005, 2015. But we can change this to the other one with little dots and give it more granularity. So it gives us a dot for every month, as we can see. Alright, so why does Tableau do this way? Why does it give us this data? Why does it slick and see, okay, we have month data? If we went down to day data, what happens? Yeah, we don't have day data. It says 1. If you remember looking at the file, it was only month data. So let's go back and change that to month. So it gives us the lowest level of detail that's in the file. In this case, the lowest level of aggregation is in the file. Now, if we change that, let's say, let's take this aggregation off. Click under Analysis, turn that off. Also, you get every single data point in a line chart. And that doesn't look too appealing, so let's change that from a line chart to a shape chart. So go up here to Automatic, under Marks, change that to Shape. And now we have every single data point listed here. So we can highlight those. And let's just change that color back to blue. Looks a little better. And you notice now our marks went from 122 to 1708. Now let's pull in more detail here. How about gender? Let's grab gender and put it under color. See if we can get more detail. And there, Tableau's created data points for men in blue and women in orange, and it shows the unemployed for that. Now right now you see we're unemployed and we're under Now you see, we click on unemployed, we're measuring it by sum. What if we change that to average? It doesn't change much, but you see the axis changed a little bit. Let's change that to median, and that doesn't change it very much. Let's go back to sum, and let's go back to a line chart, and let's turn the aggregation back on. Now we have two lines. Now let's change that from sum to average. And notice the x-axis changed. It gives us the average. So the line looks pretty much the same. But if we change that to median, it gives a little different look. And actually the axis does change. So let's go back to a shape chart and turn aggregation off. So this gives us all our detail for each gender, for unemployment, for year, and amount. Now we can add some more detail here. Let's grab age and put that under shape. And notice you have all these different shapes there. Maybe we can change that shape. So let's try that again. Instead of under size, let's take age and put under shape there. And we can see there's those 7 different age groups and by each different shape. And so let's pull that out. So we can just see we can have different layers of granularity there by adding in different levels there. So let's take that back out. Alright, so now we're seeing unemployment from 2005, 2015 by month and by gender. And for every month we have 14 observations because we have 7 age levels times 2 genders. We have a pretty cluttered chart. So let's see if we can create a filter here. So if you click on gender, let's see, and so if we click on gender there, let's see if we instead could create some kind of an area chart. So we take on gender, let's pull it out, and let's add age back in there as a color, and maybe we change that to a line chart. And we need to turn the aggregation back on. And so there we have the age groups in different colors by unemployment, by month, and by period. So that's okay. It's kind of hard to read. Probably a better way to look at it maybe is looking at an area chart. So go over here to marks and click on line, and let's change that from a line chart to an area chart. And now we have each age group stacked up. So from starting at 19 all the way down to over 65, and it just stacks them on top of each other so that we can see all the different age groups. Now that's fine, and we got the tool tip to help us, but what if we take the age group and drop it over labels, and now put the label there under on each level of the area chart. Now if you don't like the area chart, we could go to show me. We could try a bubble chart. It looks pretty, but it really doesn't tell us that much. We could try a heat chart, heat map, and that's kind of hard to find. So I think the area chart is probably the best bet here for this type of data. Let's go back and pull in that age group over labels. We still have the data there. Click on turn off show me. Now we can click on different areas of the area chart and we can see how it looks. But instead of clicking in the area chart itself, we could create a filter so we could turn those on and off with a filter. So if we come over here and we take age group and we drop it into the filters shelf, let it go there, and it brings up this interactive editor here, and it says, okay, which ones do we want? We want all the age groups listed, so click all, and we'll click apply, Now you could say exclude, but you say if you want to exclude certain ones, there's other things you can do. You can go wildcard and say, okay, I want to have a wildcard. Here we only have seven age groups, so we don't need a wildcard. We could put a condition on there saying, okay, we have to have certain conditions fulfilled in order to show this, or a top one where we could show which should show up on top. But we'll just go with general and click apply. Okay, and now we have the age group listed here. Nothing much changed except we have this age filter. Now, a neat way to show this is to do a right click on that age in the filter and click down show filter, and notice all of a sudden the filter shows up here on the right, and we can change the way that's shown here by clicking on that arrow, and you can go single value list, so you've got dots there, or you can go with drop down, so you can pick the age group you want, or we can go with a slider, so you can slide the age groups back and forth, or you can do a multiple drop down, so you can select all or part of it. So that there is a filter, and that will do it for this segment of Tableau.